And people, welcome to Around the Blocks with Mike Knox, Unpopular Reviews, Perfect Plex Talk Radio, Wrestlemania Night 1 Review. I am one of your hosts today. I am Knox Mania. I am joined by the funniest man in UPR history, Big Daddy. You're on this side today. Big Daddy, cool brother. I hear the kids in the background. It's like my household. It's insane. How did you feel about night one? Let's just start right there because my mind's still blown.
That's right. Mike Knox, it's a pleasure to be on here with you and everybody here watching us live tonight or this morning. I felt like it's like still last night. It was so epic. Night one, fantastic vibe. Every match was a banger. Banger after banger after banger. All through, like probably one of the best cards of WrestleMania in its entirety, at least in the last 10 years that I can remember. It was an epic night. The kids are upstairs. You're going to hear them in the background. They got WrestleMania fever. They're playing WWE 2K23.
They don't want none. They don't want none. Whenever they ready. My family versus your family. Let's do it.
Let's do it. 4-on-4. War game.
The only part of last night I didn't like was see how you got your We The One shirt on. I got my Bloodline shirt on. Was it weird when Sami and KO won? The dude that had all the Bloodline stuff on, cheering for them. What the hell?
Listen, it's hard not to cheer for those dudes, man. They killed it. That main event was wild.
Well, let's talk about it and let's go right there. Let's just go from the top of the card to the bottom of the card. That's what I personally like to do, and that's what we opened up with. And we opened up with Jonathan Horatio, Tom Brady, Cena taking on Austin Theory. And personally, Steve, Big Daddy Cool, I loved everything about this match. I'm a believer in your words bring life. Mm-hmm. So people can say what they want to say about Austin Theory, but the fact that this man 5 years ago predicted this was going to happen, and then it actually happened, I was here for it. Not to mention, I'm a huge John Cena mark, so I was happy for John Cena. My kids get mad at like, Dad, you know too much about wrestling. I'm like, that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Know the storyline. Cena wasn't going to win last night. It didn't make any sense for Cena to win last night. He came back to do a job. He came back to make money, which he did because that G.I. Joe shirt, oh my God, I got to have it. Anybody out there watching right now, okay? You can at Mike Knox on every social media platform, okay? Get me a 3 to 4X. Just 2Xs. Sorry, Bigums. You can't wear a 2X. It's just not what you're supposed to do.
Nope.
Okay? But 3 to 4Xs, holla at your boy. I need it. But the match, I mean, it wasn't what everybody maybe thought and maybe wanted it to be, but it's John Cena. He's out of his prime. He needs to put over the job, and that's exactly what he did. Your thoughts about that as we bring in Stefan to the crew?
You know, Mike, the match was what it needed to be, right? It needed to be a John Cena entrance, epic for WrestleManias, right? Check. You got 5-knuckle shuffle, check. You got passing the torch forward to Austin Theory, check. So Brock made this famous, right? If I'm not going on last, I want to go on first. And that's John Cena. John Cena said, hey, let's get this over with. Let's start the night. He can't go, more than 10 minutes in the ring right now. And nobody really wants to see that right now, right?
That too. Absolutely.
And it was a great match. Again, I'm not saying it's a 5-star clinic, but I'm saying it was good for what John Cena does. And Austin Theory did his thing. And you had the funny finish with the kick to the balls there at the end. But hey, Austin Theory looked good, man. Kudos to everybody.
Listen, Austin Theory, only thing about the guy I don't like is the A-Town down. Sorry, guys, I'm a hip-hop head. You know what I mean? And that belongs to the hip-hop community, not this white boy not named Eminem. But with that being said, Stefan, you're here. Austin Theory last night pulls off, which to me still is the prettiest belt in professional wrestling right now. United States champion. He's Raw's champion. Raw doesn't have a champion. Austin Theory is their champion. Your thoughts on that match last night? Because, again, to kick off WrestleMania, I mean, I'm waiting for entrances, because we all love WrestleMania for intros. If anybody poops on what John Cena did last night, bringing out the Make-A-Wish kids at the intro, I don't care what you say. That's a top 5 intro of all time because I have children. I am an educator. I am a former school bus driver. That intro was amazing to me to have those kids out there. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. That's John Cena's mantra, and he showed it last night, Stefan Mania, I'm sorry.
I thought the match was really great. I think that, to echo Big Daddy Cole, it's not, you don't expect a 30-minute clinic from John Cena at this point in his career. I think that for what it needed to be, it was that. He put Austin Theory over. That was his job. Come in, put Theory over, get the hell out of there. You're not going to, I think Brock Lesnar was mentioned. Like, if Brock's going on first, we're not going a long time. We're getting the job done. We're walking out. That's the thing. So Cena did just that. And the entrance was an amazing entrance. He does a lot of work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So to get to do an entrance with those kids and essentially give them a dream, like, I felt that was awesome of him. So kudos to everybody involved, honestly.
Listen, this man, Austin Theory, if y'all don't see the evolution of this guy, and we were talking offline beforehand, Stephanemania, about the way. Man, this is Steph freaking Rollins that did this for this man. It ain't got nothing to do with them little ass short people that my daughter's taller than. Okay, Austin Theory, the beard came anytime, and I know the wrestling community wants to hate on everything that's former from yesterday to today because whatever Vince McMahon did. Vince McMahon saw something in this guy and actually told any wrestling fan at all that he was that next guy to be on the plateau, at least to me, that he's there. Good match, good way to start off WrestleMania. Amazing.
That's right, Mike. And throw that pick up one more time, the one where he's on the floor. Look at that. And my man came out with dunk lows. Look at this. This guy is fresh. He even taking the 3 count. He's looking fresh.
Listen, the man put his foot on John Cena's chest. I lost it. I love those connections. And again, there you guys, there it is. I am a wrestling freak. Shout out to Chalkline. I get a lot of my wrestling clothes from chalkline.com. I'm no near got the money that most of my friends got to spend on Chalkline, but damn it, I got some G.I. Joe shorts that's going to go perfect with that John Cena never give up towel, the wristbands, the hat, the shirt. I want it all. Don't judge me.
You got to get the whole, that's what I was about to say. You got to get the whole thing. Get the wristbands.
You never go Fruity Pebbles without the milk. If you don't have the wristbands and the headband, what's the use? What is the freaking use here, people? And listen, the chat, make sure you guys comment below. Let us know, like, follow, and subscribe to Unpop Review, the Mike Knox Show, Perfect Flex Talk Radio. And again, if last night, I've been telling y'all, this is my 15th year this month being in podcasting, okay? If you guys do not understand what I've been trying to tell y'all for 15 years, that hashtag wrestling is storyline, hashtag death to dirt sheets, hashtag blame it on Bob Johnson, hashtag fuck your AKAs because my hashtag was before your AKAs, fuck with Mike Knox, okay? There it is. The second match of the night, though, guys, because to me, this is where it began to step up, right? And shout out to my baby girl who says, every third match and every pay-per-view is a bathroom match. We didn't get a bathroom match until Pat McAfee came out. Okay, so for what it's worth, so the second match of the night, I believe, was the fatal 4-way tag team match, right? And even with that taking place with the teams involved, you had Ricochet and Braun. By the way, which I thought that was a horrible pairing at first. Well, I'm starting to really love those two together. Okay, Alpha Academy, the Viking Raiders, which, damn it. What are they going to do with these guys? Are they going to win? Are they going to lose? And then the Street Profits. Then the Street Profits doing their thing. I'm going to start with you, Stephen. Stephen Mania, your thoughts on this Fatal 4? Because clearly to me, again, this is where you could have said match of the night, match of the night, match of the night, match of the night, match of the night. Wherever side of the spectrum you sit on, I'm not going to argue that for once because it could have been 5 matches that could have been match of the night depending on you looking for wrestling. We're looking for storyline, okay? Wrestling-wise, these 8 guys got it on. No broke back. Your take, Stephen Mania.
I love the fact that you just said that. I mean, we talked about it last night briefly, just how much, like, any of the matches on the WrestleMania card, outside of the Pat McAfee match, which was a waste of time, I think, were match of the night candidates. And, in terms of nuances, storytelling, and just overall in-ring performance. I mean, this match in particular, you had some really amazing, innovative spots, especially this finish, and the right guys won. I mean, we went into this one saying the problems are up. You know what I mean? Those Solo Cup boys, that's what we went in there saying. So to actually go and see that happen and see the way that all these teams have meshed together, I'm of the belief that the Viking Raiders need to go back to NXT. They were dominant there. We need to be there as a stable in that tag division. But everybody else, I mean, wonderful showcase of just how much Raw talent is on the tag division, in the tag division with WWE. So I loved it.
That's why I would disagree with you about, I'm not the biggest Viking Raider guy, and even my baby girls, as she's an intelligent wrestling fan, will tell you it's the fact that WWE will give you them, then they don't win. Push them, don't win. They don't need to be on NXT. They're too big for NXT. Okay, you know why they're too big for NXT? Because they're over 6'5". Okay, and they weigh more than 130 pounds. So therefore, keep them off of NXT. Leave that to the little small people like Mello and those guys. You're gonna see Braun Breaker come up Monday or Friday to SmackDown. He's done with them because he's too big for them. Okay, NXT 2.0 needs to be repackaged to NXT 3.0 and bring me back my gold and black brand. Big Daddy Cool. This tag team match. I mean, the spots in this match, right? Like, as AEW hater as you are, okay, with all due respect. Okay,
yes. Without a doubt, I claim it proudly.
Had a lot of AEW in it, right? A lot of big spot fests.
Whoa, no. Listen, no, stop with this nonsense. No. Listen, when you making hot chocolate, the right way to make the hot chocolate is with cocoa and milk. You don't call a hot chocolate with water. So water is nasty. AEW. We're not mixing AEW in this celebration of professional wrestling and sports entertainment weekend. Let's stop with the nonsense. When you turn on the Wednesday night Dynamite show, right? You're not gonna see big dudes doing what they did in this tag match. You're gonna see Super Kick Party, Vanilla Midgets, all this other stuff. You're not gonna see fucking Chad Gable, German suplex, and my man did it full strength. Boom, German Braun Strowman. That was wild.
That was wild.
Ricochet did his shit last night. That was wild. I was fired up. This tag team match between the 8 of these cats had no business being this good.
No, it didn't.
No business.
No, I didn't even want to watch it. We're like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to watch this shit.
Exactly. and if y'all went to the bathroom during this match, you missed a lot of shit. Because this match, again, surprised, wild at the fact that this happened. So, you know what? Kudos to all 8 guys. Kudos to Valhalla. She was doing her thing on the side of the ring outside. Amazing match. The Ricochet moonsaults outside. Everything was fire. Like
Ricochet. You talk about a guy that I thought was not going to be good, right? Forget what he can do in the ring. Just overall, not translate to WWE style of wrestling. He's slowly but surely, and they've given him the time, which is also what they don't give people. They gave him the time to prosper, and I think that big push from The Rock kind of helped it because The Rock loves him. You could see him coming into his own. And shout out to Montez. And shout out to the Street Profits that won this match. And I like Montez an awful lot. And everybody thinks Montez is the next big thing out of this tag team. But listen, every time somebody tells me that, don't just sleep on Dawkins. Okay?
Dawkins.
Because I'm quietly, everybody loves Jeff Hardy. To me, Matt was better than Jeff. Jeff was just the star. Okay? But Matt, to me, was a more grounded wrestler. I think that Dawkins is the more grounded wrestler between the two of them, and I absolutely love it. Steph, you're back.
Before we kick it to Steph, Papa Doc, let's give him his flowers, man. This man, listen. I know that train derailments are on the news lately, but the Strowman Express was completely derailed last night by this man, Papa Doc.
Clarence with the real good parents.
Wow.
Stephen Mania.
I would say I'm Haitian, so saying Papa Doc around me is a very political statement. So I will say that first and foremost, but I definitely agree. Last night's match, it just had something special. I feel like you see every single one of these guys kind of stand out. They brought something different to the match, and it was amazing. I think that in times in wrestling, we say that there's certain things that are magic. Like this was a magic match, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved the people that won. I think that Chad Gable's suplex, like no shit. I watched it back this morning. That literally one of the spots of that match, the biggest spots of the match. Just deadlifting Braun off the ground, feet in the air, full German suplex into bridge. Like, that is like insanity. And he is one of the most underrated technicians in the game right now. So shout out to Chad Gable. Like, he gets slept on a lot.
Yo, and Leon, listen, Chad Gable's been the next Kurt Angle. If they want to push that envelope, they should have been pushed it. I think it's kind of past its time. And I'm going to just say this before going to the end of the show and all of the kind of stuff. I'm one of the biggest Triple H fans in the world. I know that I am. I don't care what you guys say. I have the game tattooed on my freaking arm, for heaven's sakes. Okay? I was very critical of what he was doing for a few weeks. And this WrestleMania, he got it all. He did it all. Yes. He shout out to Triple H. Shout out to Triple H for what he did. And I'm just a big fan of that. Steve dropped out for a second, but he'll be back. I thought the match was phenomenal. Again, this is like what Triple H said in the press conference about like Bad Bunny and some of the superstars. Like, this match had no reason being this damn good. Like, watching this, I can't. No one's gonna sit here and tell me going into this match they knew this was gonna be potentially match of the night capabilities. You just didn't, and it actually turned out to be that way to me.
I love the fact that if you give talented people the platform and you give them the ability to do what they do best, they will not disappoint. I think everybody came out to night one and said, we got to outdo the person that's before us. You know what I mean? And you got John Cena, who's first on your card. This is literally the marquee match. And it's like John was subtly saying, beat me. Like, elevate yourselves to where I'm at and surpass me. And everybody did. Every single person on the roster did. I did not have a complaint. Like, me and my brother were watching it, and it's just, oh shit. Like, there's not a bad, like, even when you saw a botch, you're like, you're trying to nitpick, but it's like, it's still amazing. It's still incredible. And like I said before, give talented people the ability to do what they're good at. Don't micromanage or pigeonhole them to anything. And they'll go out there and they'll overperform. And that's what this match was. It was a masterclass in overperformance and sports entertainment.
I like what Mike Edwards says here, because that's what we were all led to believe, right? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get some crappy artist on my stage, crappy Bert Uzi shooting with weird pineapple hair and his pants sagging like it's 1997 on my damn stage. My kid's like, what the hell is this? Like, what's a Uzi Vert? Okay, I just don't understand. What's a Uzi Vert? Why is he on my screen? Like, we had the country guy that messed it up a couple weeks ago at Royal Rumble. Now we got you already got Snoop in the building, right? Let Snoop perform. Hell,
I feel like if you have Bad Bunny in the room, Bad Bunny's on commentary. It's not that far from commentary back up the fucking rap to do a performance. And I am the biggest rap fan ever, but Uzi Vert had no reason being there. I'm sorry. For those of you who are Uzi Vert fans, there are other platforms for him.
I'd rather see Little
Nas X. Fucking WrestleMania. I did not feel that was this. You had Snoop Dogg on a goddamn show. Snoop can work double duty, but Uzi Vert, what the fuck was he doing? And he walks down the ramp, comes back.
Look at George. Look at George's comment. He's a rapper?
Yeah, George, I saw that one.
What you mean don't disrespect Uzi? My son, that's too much. My daughter will smack Uzi Vert in his face. How about that?
Jesus.
Okay.
What did you guys? Jesus. What did shots fired? How do we go from? I know that we were talking about Ricochet, but I don't know how these shots is ricocheting to Uzi Vert. What did he do?
He should have been on my TV last night. We were talking about the 6 hours.
We're mentioning the bad parts of night one, and Uzi Vert definitely was.
You know what? Here, you want a bad part of night one? This is my biggest criticism of night one. I like, wrestling is a work, and all these international shots of like when Rhea wins, and it's like we going to Australia, and it's like 10 cats in a room. Like, come on, bro. They filmed that in the boiler room of SoFi. That was such nonsense. They wasn't in Australia.
They said the boiling room of SoFi. Listen, they was going on to the.
There was like, let's go to Rhea. The fans down under in the bowels of SoFi Stadium is what that was, because that was ridiculous.
The third match of the night, which I got wrong, But I got wrong in our prediction page because sometimes we do our predictions, guys. I want to be who I think's going to win, being an intelligent wrestling fan, versus what I want to happen storyline wise. I really wanted Trish Stratus to turn on them last night, maybe at Backlash, but it didn't happen. Went to the match, which I should have known. You're not going to have legends and Hall of Famers and Becky Lynch lose to some girl who don't speak English, some girl who looks like she just came out of Walmart or the Waffle House, and then, hey, we want some Belair. But in the words of the executive consultant, that crowd was dead as F for that match last night. They were dead for that match. Now, I thought the match was good. I thought the match I don't think it was a bad match at all last night. But when he sent that to the group, I did notice they were kind of sitting down, but nobody cheering to the end.
No. Hold on. I got you. You know what? You're right. The crowd was quieter, and all the dudes was sitting down because of Trish Stratus's outfit. Let's be real. They were all quiet because they were just too busy with themselves. And
was that a butt, or was those her boobs at her chest? Like,
all of it. Everybody was there. Hey, listen.
I feel like if you pay homage to yourself, you gotta come correct. And Trish did that shit last night. Like her outfit, her in-ring shit, like she was just gone last night. I do not think.
Beach is wrong. Beach is wrong.
I have no idea why that's being said right now.
That was like
that was not a bathroom match. What the fuck?
It wasn't a bathroom match, but it was what, again, going back to the Cena thing, it was what it needed to be. You got Lita's spots in, Trish's spots in, and you clown the heels. That's it. I gotta be honest and I gotta be fair, because that's what I love to do. Be honest and fair. Lita needs to go home. She was counting her steps. She got in the ring, and all you saw her go 1, 2, 3, clothesline. 1, 2, 3, 4, clothesline. Lita's too good for that, and she's tarnishing her career by staying around them. Get these belts off of these girls. She shouldn't have the belt. I'm sorry. The match was good though, but Lita needs work.
Okay, I will say this, right, and I will agree with you in the sense that there are some veterans that come back and you notice the in-ring rust. Lita had a spot, and it was with Io at the very beginning of the match. I don't know if you saw it. Like, Lita basically flips Io into the damn turnbuckle.
Into the turnbuckle, yeah.
And that shit was crazy. That was innovative. I've never seen that before.
That's because Io messed up.
Still innovating, yeah. Io messed that up.
She still has it. It's just, it may be a little practice. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to shit on her. Seriously, she's a super talented athlete. So, I don't know. No, I don't agree that should have been first. I think that the Cena match and the Theory match, for what it was, it should have been first. But this one was placed evenly. I do believe that.
When you start a night like WrestleMania, like especially if you're there live, like you need a banger to come out first, right? Like you can't.
And that wasn't a banger to start the night off with. You're right about that.
Right.
I mean, you could have started with Theory, with Seth Rollins and freaking Logan Paul.
That's what I thought.
That would have been a banger. That would have been a way to get the energy up.
Yeah.
Listen, the rumors, what it was, and they got it right. I have no. To me, this is one of them few shows that I've ever covered that I can say there's nothing really to pick on this show in my opinion. Not at all. No, you know what I mean? Like, even me saying what I said about Lita, that's nitpicking. But the match was still good. It still did what it was supposed to do.
This is
that was horrible. Yo, can you put that comment up? The poetry in motion wasn't effective. I have seen Jeff Hardy for fucking years do poetry in motion. That was not it. That was just Lita jumping off Trish's fucking back and landing on somebody. That was not poetry in motion. Okay.
What was poetry was all with the way these girls looked. Because they all looked scrumptious last night.
They did.
That's right.
Delicious, scrumptiously meals. We wanted meals, and we could have got them last night. And then, go ahead.
But I want to shout out Jeffrey's comment here, right? Because this is to my point. This is exactly what it needed to be, right? The poetry in motion wasn't effective, but I loved it. It's calling back these spots that you remember, the Lita Salt, Stratusfaction, like just run the hits. You can go see Public Enemy right now, and all these dudes is 50. But you there for the hits. Play the hits. I don't want to hear the new stuff. Give me the hits. That's what this match was.
I love Chuck D. He better not have a new song out. Right? right? I better hear, welcome to the Tampa Dome all the time, right? Next match on the card was, again, in the words of Triple H, and things we have said recently as just wrestling fans when it comes to these entertainers coming in. As a person who I don't know personally, just what I've seen on the internet, I've never been a fan of Logan Paul. Last year at WrestleMania, in front of my eyes, I became a super mark for that guy. Okay? And then what he did in Saudi Arabia, what he did at the Royal Rumble, what he did last night. This guy has no reason to be this freaking good this freaking soon. Seth freaking Rollins, and Logan Paul was the start really of match of the night, in my opinion. Steph, his entrance, first of all, what the hell was that? It was amazing. The choreographer coming out, making the crowd, was insane. Logan Paul, no offense, Shawn Michaels did it better, but it was still dope that the fact that he even would go out the crowd that way shows you he got balls. Okay, I wouldn't even ride the gondolas at Disney World. Okay, and this came from the top of SoFi, which was still daylight, which means the sun was beaming on his head. Okay, to the ring, amazing. The match is amazing. The interference, the mascots they had out there. Winner of the match, Seth freaking Rollins, which I didn't think Seth was going to win. That was my first loss of the night. I thought Logan Paul would not take an L, because if anybody can afford to lose and still be Brock Lesnar-ish, like certain wrestlers can lose and it doesn't affect them at all. Right? Seth could have easily lost and it's not affected him, in my opinion. But he won. And it was good that he won after second thought, because he had been taking L's a lot lately.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think Seth won a meaningful match in over a year.
Right.
For what it's worth. So him beating Logan Paul, the storyline about we don't want you here, he had to win the match. I'm glad he won the match. What a great match. Your take, Big Daddy Cool.
I agree with everything that you said. I mean, Seth needed this win because, listen, he took 3 straight L's to Cody. Everybody's got that in their memory banks. The guy hasn't won a meaningful WrestleMania match in quite some time. He had to take this win. About this outfit, listen, Logan Paul was ziplining. You know what? You know, that's a dangerous spot. So my man came out here looking like an inflatable, mattress, so that way he could catch him. That's all. That's all. It's all right.
Who wore it better, him or Charlotte Flair? Who wore it better?
Seth. The match again. Logan Paul 4 matches in. Like you said, Mike, he got no business being this damn good. But what my man is just killing it. He's got a better buckshot lariat than Adam Page. That's ridiculous. He never misses. The guy looks solid every single time. I mean, this match was just fire. I mean, you knew that Prime Guy was going to be some funny business because they kept showing Prime Guy on in your periphery whenever they shot to him, right? Mm-hmm. Then it becomes KSI. I don't know who the KSI is. I'm not deep in the streets of YouTube like that, but my son popped. He was like, "Oh, that's KSI," and I'm like, "I don't know who that is."
Yeah, that's what my kids were saying. I was like, "Who?"
yeah, and I was like, and they were like, my son was like, "I'm glad Logan Paul lost. I don't like that dude." But yo, WWE bringing these cats in again. It's a win. They make this. They're gonna. I know Bad Bunny's gonna have a match next month. I know Bad Bunny's gonna have a match.
The way that at the press conference, Triple H was asked that, and he was kind of, well, damn, I can't tell you that right now. But yeah, he's definitely gonna have a match in Puerto Rico, for sure. Stephenmania, Big Daddy Cool. I know you gotta leave us. So before you do leave, give me your first initial thoughts of night 1. Any final thoughts you got to say? Because I know you won't be here at the end of the show. I know you got to go this morning.
Yo, I want to say that night 1 was spectacular. The only thing, it was just, again, banger after banger after banger. And I'm hoping that tonight it's going to be a top bar to jump over. But, I mean, WWE is number 1 internationally for a reason. They are the number 1 in sports entertainment, number 1 in wrestling. And you saw it last night. The one thing that I'm not going to get a chance to comment, and I want to say this, is JD from New York is out his mind. Everybody with these comments about Charlotte coming out with the boo-boo face because she's not main eventing, that's incorrect. Charlotte Flair has the same face that she's always got. She's the queen. She's a snob. That's who she is. That was the match of the night. It might very well be the match of the weekend. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Like and subscribe. UPR, Mike Knox. Guys, bless. Enjoy night 2.
JD from New York can suck my ass. How about that? And tell him Mike Knox said it, okay? Because Charlotte Flair, you look, I'm in the hospital, y'all, is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. All right, but go ahead on to this match, Stephen Mania.
I want to say this, right? I'm a big indie cartoon fan, and we'll just start with the entrance, right? Big indie cartoon fan, and Seth Rollins decided to cosplay him from the Powerpuff Girls. So I don't know if that was who he's paying homage to. Literally, Logan Paul, homage to Shawn Michaels on the way into the ring. I love the fact that the man was screaming, "It's my birthday and I got a zip line." Literally playing up that he's better than you. So I've never gotten a zip line for my birthday. No one. Never got one. But Logan Paul got one for his 25th birthday. I think that he is such a special performer. He's such an innovative performer. And he gets better and better every single time he hits the ring. Just he understands it. He gets it. He understands the nuances of wrestling. He understands timing. He understands spots. And his selling, I feel like I say this all the time. Selling is important. So his selling, oh my God, Seth Rollins moves. As equally as Seth Rollins put him over and made him look good, Logan made Seth look good. And that's the point. You have to elevate each other in a match so that there's no losers. Like, you can not really say that Logan was a true loser in this match. He showcased everything great about him. And he did say this was the final match on his rookie year contract. And just a little bit about the matches he's had. Your rookie year, you are facing the undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. That says that the company literally has ultimate faith in you. Your rookie year. And a proposed match for him is at SummerSlam with Cena. So already you're getting these high quality matches, and you're proving that you deserve to be in that spot. So shout out to Logan Paul. He did his thing. I loved the outfit he had on. I'm a huge X-Men fan, so I automatically thought Wolverine. So that's where my head went. But the spot with Logan Paul, like frog splashing KSI, I thought was incredible. I just like the match overall. I love the sell of the pedigree. It just worked. It just worked. It just worked.
Yeah!
It just emotion, worked. If you will. Poetry in motion. See what I did there? Poetry in motion.
See what I did there? It's like a kick in the head. Listen, do me a favor. Send the link to the chat so we can get some more of our UPR crew up in here and get some of their opinions as well, if you don't mind. The comments, the chat room, thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who follows you on Unpopular Review Entertainment, Mike Knox and the Mike Knox Show. We appreciate. Please like, follow, subscribe, share what we're doing right now. Listen, we're not actually, as DJ would say, Dice Man himself, we're not actually to buy a TV dinner here or church dinner. That's like $25. We're asking for a like, a follow, and a subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing to do so. Let everybody tell a friend to tell a friend. We are live right now talking about the granddaddy of them all, the showcase of the Immortals, which last night was clearly being showcased by the Immortals last night. I've watched all 39 WrestleManias. This is up there, and it's only night one. I saw a post this morning that said, night two better bring it, because night one was flawless. Night one was damn near flawless, other than it going off at 12:10. Okay, but again, you got to think, they're in California. That was over. They went and partied afterwards. Okay, the rest of us went to sleep. Okay, so with that being said, we did have the next match of the night was father versus son. And say what you guys want to say. I've been saying it for weeks that Dominik Mysterio is the third best heel in professional wrestling, putting him behind nobody other than your tribal chief, your undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, and this guy over in AEW called MJF. Next to those two, Dominik Mysterio is the third best heel in all of professional wrestling. The things he did last night, the entrance last night, and we were talking, Stephen, weeks leading up to preparing for the show. Dice and myself talk all the time as well. And I remember saying, we did it in the chat last night, I thought, well, if anybody comes out showing Eddie, maybe it should be Dominik. But I was completely wrong. Rey Mysterio coming out with the lie, we cheat, we steal, was just incredible. It was unseen, the respect that he showed to the Great Muta with the style of mask, okay? The intro with the color scheme of being the Flash, because everybody knows he's a comic book guy, okay, was just simply amazing. Dominik Mysterio, in the words of the executive consultant, because he's not here, should have won the match because it should have been a disqualification last night because his mama smacked him, which is outside interference, okay? So Dominik should have won, but I tell people who, you know this Stephamania as well as I do. No matter what wrestling does, a wrestling fan's gonna bitch, okay? Oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. It's a Hall of Famer versus his son who has to win. It's the difference between Rhea winning and Sami Zayn then winning because the storyline called for it. The storyline for this work, Dominik supposed to got his ass whooped. And he got a beating in the ring by a belt from his dad. Okay? He was supposed to lose the match. He was supposed to lose the match because he has Backlash. He has SummerSlam. He has a whole career ahead of him. Rey Mysterio does not. Again, match of the night capabilities depend on. I'm not going to tell you if you're right, I'm wrong, because nobody's right or wrong in this one. Pick a match. This is up there also for match of the night as well, in my opinion, as we bring in Barbara, the wrestling doll herself, to the program. What's going on this morning, wrestling doll? I saw you yesterday at MegaCon with your Gigi outfit on, girl. I see you out there representing.
Yeah, it's basically my pick to win the NXT Women's Championship, even though that wasn't the case, but she still did a good job. And I had a feeling Casey was going to come out.
Your take on father and son last night.
Well, let's see. This was the one match that I was fine with if I lost in the poll. So I picked Dominik only because I thought he was going to do some sneaky shit like Theory did to keep the belt. But he got his ass whooped Latino style.
Sneaky. It's part of the territory. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Wrestling Dollar Mania. You got to cheat to win.
Anyways, it was a great match. Definitely for me up until the main event. It was definitely men's match of the night for me. I can't complain. It was amazing. And I felt like this was definitely a match to especially kick off Rey Mysterio being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Who else but his son?
And I agree with you, Phil Bailey. I do think he should have won the match. It's like this when you're watching wrestling. And I know you're an old school wrestling fan like myself, Mr. Phil Bailey. Make sure you guys go check out the Fire and Ice podcast, please. Big fans of mine. It could have went either way. I'm not mad Dominik lost, although I picked Dominik to win as well, like you did, Wrestling Doll. I thought he would win. I thought, do something despicable, like kick his dad in the balls, take his mask off, right? Something crazy like that. The LWO coming out that he reformed on Friday Night SmackDown was cool. I didn't expect that stuff to happen. For me, to be honest with you, I didn't expect the LWO to come out there. I didn't expect him to need, because the match, the way, like the intro coming out in the paddy wagon, you know what I mean? Like, it just, this was what WrestleMania is about, Stephen Mania. Your take on this match, Stephen.
Okay, I'm going to start with the entrances. First off, this was the daddy issues match of the night. Like, literally, I said it all freaking weekend. This was the match that if you have problems with your dad, you wanted to see Dominik go over. If you were a parent, you wanted to see Rey go over.
Not everybody.
There is no in between. I loved Dominik's entrance. I felt like to be your own man, you have to separate yourself from a couple of things. And he could have taken on the Rey Mysterio, which he did. He paid homage to the Mysterio family with the mask. That was his way of doing that. He did not take on Eddie. And I love that. There were a couple of moments where he did that in match. But his entrance proves that he understands his character. He understands how good a heel he is. And he played into it completely. Literally one of the top 10 wrestling entrances I've ever seen. It was so great. I loved it.
Because it went with the character. Because it went with the character.
It lines with his character. He just is sitting there. His getting cuffed. Like Dominik, like when he first came fresh a fresh-faced babyface, literally smiling at everything. Stop smiling. You don't have to make your baby faces smile, WWE. They don't have to do that.
They do, but
they don't.
Not always.
You do.
Not all the time. Not always. And
you have to understand it's
bro,
good guys versus bad guys.
I'm sorry. I do. Good guys can still be serious. Check out Gargano's match.
That's the problem.
Gargano was completely...
Gargano's not a face. He's a tweener.
Oh, Gargano is a face.
Wrestling fans are tweeners now.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like...
Nobody's a tweener when they have to go up against Grayson Waller.
Exactly. So I'm not going to go off on, like, a tangent, but I will say just entrances alone, Ray paying homage to Eddie, like, that was his best friend. And for him to be able to pay homage to him in that way, and this was such a special match for him, getting to verse his son, and he talked about it just like, my son and me in a ring, WrestleMania, across the ring from each other. This was my dream. And having your entire family there with you, rooting for both of you, but having to root for one of you physically. It was, I feel like for the whole Mysterio family, it was such a night, and the match was arguably, I would say arguably match of the night. I can't.
Yeah, you can say that.
When it's like, freaking incredible. Dominik getting his ass whooped physically. Like every parent who has an unruly child was out of their fucking seat. Was like, you see what just happened? You see what he did there? I'm gonna get your ass. That's exactly what happened. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved after the match when Dominik rolls out of the ring and gives the ring to his father. Everybody comes into the ring. It was beautiful.
You do know this is all Rey Mysterio's fault, don't you?
You know what? I will say this, right?
You do know that. It's supposed to be me and you, Pop. It's supposed to be me and you. I've known it for 10 years. You know me for 25. You okay?
All I'm going to say is, look, all I'm going to say is nothing beats a great parent. And I have a great mom. If my mom's watching, I love you, Mommy. But I will say that literally for what Ray did for his son yesterday, and I don't think many people really get it because we only see professional wrestling as the product, what he did physically for his son
was amazing.
Amazing, incredible. He's an amazing father. So shout out to Rey Mysterio for being not a deadbeat, but one of the greatest fathers within the E. So
and real fast, just to piggyback that real fast, shout out to Conan. To me,
yes.
Executive consultant always picks on me, and I don't care. It was the greatest introduction speech to a Hall of Famer I'd ever seen. Dope. Conan made Rey Mysterio feel like he was a really, really big deal. And to us, he may not be that big of a deal because we're not in that culture. But to that culture, it was just phenomenal in every step of the way in that match. Moving on. You know what? I'm going to go ahead because I can do that because I'm not the executive consultant. But goddamn it, I'm the tribal chief of staff. I'm going to make this a 4-man team. How about that? As I call him my former tag team partner, okay? Y'all can catch him now on Sunday, starting next Sunday, with this man right here, STUPENDOUS, as they bring you the SmackDown and the Raw review. We're going to go ahead right now and just bring him onto the program. My brother and y'all's, I don't know how many AKAs he's going to have today, y'all, but hashtag blame it on Bob Johnson. What's going on, man?
I'm not doing no AKAs right now. But what the thing I'm going to say is, big champ in the chat. What? Okay. All right.
Partners have chips and I don't. What's going on, Mike? Not tell me I'll bring titles out.
I don't know if you saw me
all the time, and I got to hold this one yesterday, so I'm holding it right now.
I am so mad, ridiculously mad. That was not the time. Y'all should have told me I'm both y'all partners. This is wrong.
I always got my belt.
This is wrong on so many fucking levels.
Listen, I don't know if you saw me backstage a while ago, but Rock is stirring the pot already, man. The Rock is stirring the pot already. What was the
main reason I told you I wanted to go to WrestleMania this year?
Yo.
Listen, 53 minutes ago, he tweeted out a video talking about the bloodline and saying just maybe, we'll meet one day soon. Come on, man. Don't tease me with it. Pause. Don't tease me with it. Jeez.
No, he said don't tease me with it. You better pause that. You better have paused that shit.
That was okay. Hard, bro.
Moving on, guys.
But honestly, I heard what you said earlier, and night one was perfect. Even if you didn't like the damage control match, in which when they play the highlights of the whole night, and you watch the damage control highlights of that 6-woman tag, it actually looked fire.
Yeah, it had good spots.
It looked fire, but it was too slow, and somebody got to get Lita the hell out of Dodge.
Told y'all.
The hell out of Dodge.
Even my wife was sitting here saying, baby girl, and Lita is my wife's favorite wrestler of all time. Her and Randy Orton. Those are my wife's two favorite wrestlers, Lita and Randy Orton. And
Happy birthday, Randy Orton.
She got to go. When my wife can sit there and see, and I know me and Dice pick on all the time. I don't know who said it first, him or me, but we go, you can see him counting steps. You can see him counting steps.
Yo, that's one of the things that WWE wrestlers do, and it's either calling spots in the ring loud enough so they can hear them, or counting spots. And
no, that's not everybody.
No. They're mentally. We're talking about mentally. They're counting because you can see them stutter. You can see them stutter before they're about to do the move, which means they do not have trust in their partner. AEW wise, they are. If there's a confrontation, and I'm a pretty good lip reader, they're talking trash, but in between that, the person is telling them what they're about to do. AEW was terrible at that. Those wrestlers are terrible at that, unless you're in the ring with a Jericho, a Claudio, a Brian Danielson. Like, those veterans know how to mask it, right? But some WWE guys, it's like you can YouTube it. You can YouTube, 20 times that the camera's picked up on them calling a spot. And usually it gets yelled because they're not listening in the first place.
Exactly.
So perfect example was John Cena's first match from 2022, and it was his only match in 2022, where he was going for the tag, and he was telling Kevin Owens, "Not yet, not yet, not yet."
Yeah.
Tag. I mean, that's just terrible. But I mean, the camera was close.
Blind tag, because tonight I'm going to put it into all this shit. I'm putting out anybody in the chat. I got $1 for any one of you some bitches. I bet you my $1. I almost said something crazy. Roman Reigns ain't losing tonight, y'all.
All right.
I've said this for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Here we go.
I want a blind tag.
My cash app is at Mike Knox. Put your $1 where your mouth is.
Mike, I got $10 for you, bro. I will put 9 more than you put up.
First of all, I didn't say
I will put 9 more than you put up.
Okay.
He bet 10 to 1. He bet you 10 to 1. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's
what I'm hearing.
Look, all I'm saying is this, right? I will put up 9 more than you put up. Literally, we talked earlier about what we want to happen as wrestling fans and what the storyline calls for. Why does the storyline call for Roman to retain at this point?
First of all, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
I'm just asking.
We talked about this on the previous show.
Check this out. We did this on the View show. I'm not saying Cody is him. I'm not saying Cody is better than anybody on that long list of people that Roman has defeated. Not saying that. But when it comes to storyline, Sami last night finished his story. Now, what happens? Cody needs to finish the story.
Stephenmania, if I can answer your question for you. Okay.
Be serious for a minute.
What fucking story? What fucking story did Cody tell that's bad enough for him to win?
Jesus Christ, have you not been watching?
No, I'm being honest with you.
You
look at Sami Zayn's story has been more compelling.
Sami has personal.
It was everything.
All
this is, let me finish. He won the Royal Rumble and all, but listen, I'm a Cody Rhodes fan bigger than all you motherfuckers. Okay? And fatherfuckers, because we got a woman on the program.
Excuse the fuck out of us.
Okay.
Did you talk about the fuck?
Listen, he beat Brock twice. He beat Taker. He beat The Fiend. He beat Goldberg. He stacked them, pinned them at the same damn time in Edge and Daniel Bryan Bella. And I love Cody. Cody Rhodes ain't fucking winning. And again, all them bets, I'm going to come back on this show later. So Smitty, Scotty, everybody, yo, 10 to my 1. I didn't say 10, first of all, you son bitches. I said 1. Okay.
I raised it by 9.
I want my money in the morning. All you guys up. But let's move on because I'm in a hospital and I'm probably kind of loud. All right. So the next match of the night, we did get which again, banger after banger after banger, who is the match of the night? My God. My God. Rhea Thickly versus Charlotte Flair. Now, we just talked about what I've said for years. # wrestling is storyline. everybody knows how I feel about Charlotte Flair. I'm not gonna repeat it. Everybody knows. My daughter said, "Who wins this match, Dad?" I said, "What do you think?" She said, "Rhea." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because the storyline makes it. Charlotte doesn't need it." I said, "Baby girl, I love you. You're an intelligent wrestling fan. Charlotte didn't need this match." And like Big Daddy Cool said before we got off there, and somebody get your damn picture off the screen, please, so I can get my face back up here. Take the picture down. There it is. JD from New York, you are worse than fucking Dave Meltzer. Okay? You can suck my ass. Charlotte Flair gave this woman her moment the same way Sasha freaking Banks gave her moment to Bianca Belair. She sold for that woman.
What the hell you saying?
You worked for
that girl.
Jesus.
She sold for her. She applauded her after the match. She did everything for that girl to get over, and Rhea deserved to get over because next year we're going to get Rhea versus Bianca because it has to happen. Charlotte Flair, who is the greatest of all time, doesn't need a belt. At least not right now, because she's a horrible chaser of the belt. She's a horrible chaser, right? You know what I mean? But bottom line, Rhea Thickly deserved this. She deserved to have that backstage moment with Triple H the way she has. Her
Big
makeup
thick in the chat.
Her makeup coming out last night was amazing with the running of the the blood from her eyes, AKA like the craft. Like she did everything. The press conference. She's a superstar. Okay. And she deserved it last night. I'm glad she got it last night. I'm going to start with the lady in the house, Wrestlemania. Your take on this beautiful match from these two beautiful women.
Easily one of my top 5 women's WrestleMania matches ever. Definitely, I would consider match of the night. It was definitely better both than their last WrestleMania match and the match that Charlotte Flair had last year at WrestleMania. Not talking about Backlash because that one was better. Then the
how I feel about that match with her and Ronda Rousey. I'm gonna mute myself.
Listen, that match was fine, but it wasn't hard hitting like I wanted that I got from this one. I mean, all the spots right down to the bruise on Charlotte's face, when you have somebody who's very tiny and small to go against Charlotte, they can give good matches, but she can easily overpower them. But when you have somebody like Rhea Ripley going up against her, it makes her have to fight harder and different and think more strategically to go up against somebody like that. And they have had their moments where they're gone against each other, but no, this was Rhea's comeuppance. The only thing I'll have to say in terms of their promos, Rhea kept saying, "Oh, I need to be a star." She's already a star. She's been a star, and now she's a Grand Slam star, winning NXT UK, NXT Women's, SmackDown, Tag, and Raw championships. She's already a star. She's only 26.
Luscious
Rhea Thickly. Z is Mania. Your take on this wonderful women's match.
We had this talk last night, and for me, if the Usos match was not on the card, this is undoubtedly the match of the night, and I still believe it is. Any way you slice it, depending on if you like four guys in the ring or you like 2 women in the ring. So I thought that,
or father and son.
like any match outside of that 6-woman tag could have been match of the night, depending on what drew you to that match.
I agree with you.
In itself. As far as these 2 women go, Wrestling Doll, you said that Rhea was already a star. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but she was looked at as a budding person that wasn't quite ready yet. And like that's when we always say somebody, oh, this person needs to get called up. This person needs to rub. They need to get the push. Like everybody knows Montez Ford is that guy. He's a beautiful black man. He looks the part. He has charisma. He has athleticism. He can wrestle. He can sell. He's next. Everybody knows it. And I felt like that's when you say somebody should be a star and already a star. Like Rhea was on the budding, but like she had to kind of take a back seat. The main event for the women it was crowded. You can't overstep. You can't dethrone Bianca so soon with Rhea so early, because you have to establish Rhea to get to the level of Bianca, because Bianca just shot to the top. immediately coming up. She just shot to the top. And then at first, Mike did not like her.
No, I didn't.
He didn't like her.
That. I never hide
I
that.
was on board with it, but he did not like her. But as far as this match goes, I'm going to say that the story of them was amazing. I don't think that outside of Ronda Rousey, there hasn't been a woman that could give the physicality. You know what? I'm sorry, Asuka. Besides Asuka and Ronda, nobody can give Charlotte that physicality and she give it back. I mean, Nia Jax knocked the shit out of her, but that wasn't technique. That was more.
I don't like you.
That was more Samoan strength.
Yeah. But I thought it was amazing. The way they both made each other look good. I didn't think that I seen anybody, either one of these women, selling it or mailing it in for one another. And I genuinely believe that a lot of us fans give Charlotte flack for saying that she does not put anybody over. And I think last night proved it, that that smile on her face lets everyone know that fuck you guys, I just put somebody over, and she deserves somebody over.
And no, George, I did not see that special yet. I personally, which is weird because Dice, to tell you, I'm a episodic watcher week to week. Dice likes to wait and watch stuff. I like to wait of just TV in general. I stopped trying to watch them, but
I
want to wait till they all build up and just go through them all and watch them. But the fact
I try to wait. They got this week. They got on Rivals. They got Randy Orton versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty dope.
Remember, you go back in the day, I told you before, I always thought that there's different ways to me. Taker should have lost. I thought RKO, Legend Killer, was one of them that should have had beat Taker. Stephen Mania, your take on this match?
You said the exact, Mike, you said word for word what I said to my brother last night in regards to this match. Charlotte put over Rhea like Sasha put over Bianca. And the smile on Charlotte's face, the nuances of that, it was the same energy, same big energy as that moment. It was a moment that was necessary. It was a moment that was well-deserved. It was a passing of the torch. It was literally Charlotte stepping back and saying, it's your time now. And you could hear Rhea audibly during the match saying, it's my time. I need to be a star. I need this. I think putting it into the ether. And, everybody knows WWE is work, all that. At this point, we are smart, intelligent wrestling fans. But still, you go into these matches not knowing what to expect. And especially a match like this where we're so used to seeing Charlotte with her hand raised. God damn it, even in the video package, it showed how dominant Charlotte is. Every match, she's either the challenger or the champ. And 9 out of 10 walks out with the title. So for me to be a huge Charlotte Flair fan, I hate to say this, I had a tear in my eye. I was rooting against Charlotte the entire time. I lost my voice last night. Thank God it's back today. But just in terms of the match, I want to just one spot. It was literally towards the end of the match when Charlotte hits her head on the top of the turnbuckle. She's laying prone. Rhea whispers to her, my time is now. That moment for me, I think as a fan, just as a wrestling fan, was the biggest moment of the night for me. The biggest spot of the night. I don't think anything for me eclipsed that. It was in that moment. I just knew 1, 2, riptide, top rope, 1, 2, 3. That was it. Even Rhea, you could see as soon as that moment happened, she sat down and she just looked. I literally loved every bit of this match from start to finish, the way the build was. Off of their last match, where you could see Charlotte was leagues above Rhea. And maybe that's the way they made it seem, just because they knew they were going to get here. But this seemed like Rhea was every bit Charlotte's equal, and then outclassed Charlotte Flair. And there was a moment in the match where Charlotte had that look she had when she was facing Ronda, where she almost flipped. And I don't know, Mike, because you're a Charlotte Flair fan, you know that crazy ass look that Charlotte gets in her eyes when she's about to screw over somebody. She had that look, and it was a complete throw off. It was like, oh shit.
Listen,
this is amazing.
There were several times you know a story's good, and you know something you believe when Charlotte's my girl. I didn't cheer for Charlotte. I didn't cheer for Charlotte last night. I cheered for Rhea Thickly to win that match because everything mommy was supposed to win that. I'm a progressive wrestling fan. You have to know when to hold them, when to fold them. Okay, exactly. Kenny Rogers taught me that when I was in 3rd grade. Okay, so I was extremely happy with that. And George, I'm gonna touch on this comment later, okay? Because where there's smoke doesn't mean there's always fire. Okay, I'm just saying. Anytime it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, that shit's a dog. I'm just saying. that's all I'm gonna say. Moving on. I'm not gonna spend too much time on. I know you guys, I give you the floor, Stephanomania and WrestleDomania, because I know you guys are really big Pat McAfee fans, but I hated that whole spot. And not that I hate it for Pat. I love Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee. Let me just say that right there. I hate that The Miz got treated the way he got treated as watching it from not being a reporter, being a wrestling fan. Like, how is he not getting disqualified? How they're just doing this? What did Corey Graves say? I hope the 49ers never win a game again. And I said, I echo that thought. Fuck you, 49ers. You took my defensive tackle. Okay, so it's not concerned. They can all go suck an Easter egg, and that's just how I feel. But I'll start with you. As always, we got a lady in the house. WrestleDomania, your take on that happening.
Well, first of all, I was not expecting Pat McAfee to show back up at WrestleMania.
That was a good surprise. That was a good surprise
last year. And I wasn't expecting him to go up after The Miz, but hey, to keep that undefeated streak going, why not? And I guess the ref didn't see when that guy hit The Miz.
He looked at it.
He definitely did. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know. There were some spots I couldn't tell. I wasn't watching with my glasses on anyway, so. Regardless. Listen, I had a long day yesterday. Y'all saw pictures. I was tired. I didn't feel like putting on my damn glasses. But it was very funny and very entertaining. It was a nice little break from all the serious matches that we were having. And I love me some Pat McAfee, so to see the Miz lose to Pat was so funny.
Look at you. She was tickled pink, as they say, when McAfee came out. Dice, but you having a white hoodie on and not having that white background, boy, you disappearing like a ghost.
I know, right? Listen, I just want to shout out. Them shirts was fire, yo.
No,
this
the best shirt of the night. The best
right
shirt
now
is G.I. Joe John Cena's.
Listen, yeah, that was pretty fire. That was pretty fire too.
I need it, y'all.
That was pretty fire too.
Father's coming. I'll let your boy. Matter of fact, everybody who wanted to bet me when y'all win tonight, I'm using y'all money to buy my John Cena shirt.
Don't look at me. I didn't make no bets.
How about that?
I'll just be tallying up the votes later, like I did this morning.
Real fast, Stephanomania. Your take on the Pat McAfee race?
I hated it. I'm sorry. I fucking hated it. I feel like you could have. I feel like you needed a kind of a relax for as active as the night was, and you needed like a calm down. You could have done anything else, or you could have used that moment because Braun Breaker was actually at WrestleMania.
You don't put Braun Breaker in that moment. You don't put Braun Breaker in that moment.
I'm not saying Braun Breaker, but I'm saying somebody from that roster that you want to call up. A surprise. I didn't expect.
You never call somebody up at WrestleMania.
Just 1 minute. Roll with me for just a second.
But it's NXT 2.0. It's not NXT go.
Just one, Mike. I know you're going to cut me, but just one. I just needed something important to happen in that moment. If you're going to have The Miz get his ass kicked, at least not Pat McAfee.
It would have been funny if Snoop Dogg did it.
He's leaving. He doesn't need it. Pat is going to go right back to fucking commentary. He does not need that moment. It was a wasted fucking moment. I'm sorry. You literally have the host of WrestleMania, and you waste him on a person that is just going to leave the E and go talk about the bullshit on the show tomorrow. Why?
Well, here's Steph. I have a problem with that situation as well because Miz was announced as the host, but Snoop said he was the host, right? So that was.
I think he meant to say that he was the ambassador.
Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Shit happens when you confuse Snoop smokes a lot of weed, and I'm just saying, weed is a hell of a drug. So he might have smoked.
That's cocaine, not weed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, cocaine is a hell of a
That's
drug.
that Tony Khan special.
That's that cocaine.
Exactly.
Did somebody say Tony Khan?
Hey, listen, real quick. So I was listening to Bust It Open. You know, they was down at the Whiskey A Go Go down there in Cali, right? So somebody said, "Hey, he was talking about how he had hosted NXT, and Bully was like, Tony Khan called, you're fired." He was like, "Oh well, there goes the whores and cocaine."
Let's move on, guys, because I got to move on as well. Last match of the night, deserving match of the night. We've talked about it ad nauseum, as they would say.
Still the ones.
The greatest storyline of all time. The the bloodline, Sami Zayn involvement into that. It's not over. So that's why we'll leave that for our show tomorrow morning when we come back for night 2 review. But Usos versus the Fake Brothers right there. They won the tag team gold. It's good moment, great moment. The press conference was amazing. Right? They gave out shout outs to the Briscoes for being where they are. I thought was great. They gave the Usos their props because I myself have been an Uso fan from day fucking one. Is why
day one when they arrived in those jeans and the jeans, them and Tamina, they arrived and they took out Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I was a fan immediately.
Day one, and they don't get no credit. People give credit to the New Day. People give credit to Super Kick Trash Party. They want to name everybody, but the Usos being who they were. They're the best tag team in the world. And last night they showed it. That match was insane. Spot fest after spot fest after false finish after false finish after false finish. Every single time I'm thinking, well, shit, maybe they will win. They're not going to win. Maybe they will win. They're not going to win. Right? It was. This is why it was match of the night, is because the roller coasterness of not fucking knowing who's going to win, and that's what made this match. When they did the double Samoan splash, which is normally their real final coup de grace to winning the match, and he kicked out.
The double loose.
And he kicked out, and then the way he was smacking Sami in the face and the 3 haluva kicks, like this match, the way he threw Kevin Owens to the table and said, "What, motherfucker? Get up, motherfucker!"
I'm not trying to interrupt you right now, but I know it's coming, so I'm just preparing my walk off right now on one of these comments, and I know you know which one it's going to be. So, yeah, that man, Willie, what?
What did he say? FTR is the best tag team. Boy,
there he goes. There goes Dice.
Thank you, fucking Willie. Thank you, fucking Willie. Thank you.
Willie, come on.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Willie.
Not now. Save for the next AEW pay-per-view we might talk about.
Yo,
I love FTR. I do.
But it ain't.
They're not the Usos.
They're not it. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna hold you.
And guess what? And I hate to tell any fan of any organization that you love, he said I'm trolling. No shit. Okay. Of anybody of what you like versus what you like. Unfortunately, here go the facts of the matter, wrestling fans who hate it when I say shit like this for 15 years, over 3,000 episodes. It does matter what fucking stage it's on. It fucking matters what stage it's on. So I don't give a damn how many AEW, double nothings, how many New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdoms. If you're not on this stage, what we saw last night, and we're going to watch again tonight, it don't matter. You don't play football to get to the XFL. You don't play Major League Baseball to go to Slam Ball. You play these things to go professional. This is where the big boys play. WCW. Where the fuck are they? Okay. This is the big boys. Last night, phenomenal match. Great ending. And the right people won the match. I didn't want them to win, just like with Charlotte.
I don't know. Did they though? Because either way you could have sliced the pie.
Right, because
you still getting a good.
You can mix the story up either way you want to. But I say this is why the right people won, Dice. I'm gonna go to WrestleMania after this. The reason why is because what I always teach people: good guys have to get that win somewhere. Okay, and they got that win. Wrestling Dog, go ahead.
Well, I did really, really enjoy this match. All them false finishes, like you said, every now and then, they were like maybe 5-10 times where I saw it. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna keep the Usos winning again, so that way they can go against the Street Profits again, and then that way they can beat the Street Profits again. But I'm happy that the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens actually get the win. I was chatting with some other people last night, and somebody who also happens to enjoy wrestling and does it was like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. These two guys that have been beefing for months are all of a sudden teaming together to go up against the Usos. They've had history together. They worked together as a tag team in WWE quite a few times. They've never won gold before, which I hate when commentators say that because most of the time they wind up losing, but I'm happy that wasn't the case. But I feel like for the sake of the storyline for both sides of Sami Zayn versus the Usos and the Bloodline and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, I think this will be pretty interesting to see where this could go, as to see if they can like fully trust each other now that they are tag team champions, now that their common enemy is squashed, what they're going to do next.
I will say that I agree that it's sort of the Cody Rhodes philosophy dethroning Roman Reigns, right? Like, if Roman has defeated guys that are bigger than Cody, guys that are more over than Cody, guys that have more history of being a main event than Cody, then what is going to make me believe that Cody is going to dethrone Roman, right? So, two best friends have a falling out.
Several falling outs.
Sami betrays him. Then it backfires on him. He then tries to rekindle his friendship. It fails for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, they have the chemistry that they had before. And everything is good against brothers who ain't split up their whole entire life, unless one of them was injured, who is regarded as the greatest tag team in the world, or some people say in history. I did not think that they deserved to lose that match, especially a main event.
No,
that
I don't disagree.
I
don't disagree with that though, and that's what makes WrestleMania in that moment so great. I do think they should have won because of them always getting, swept under the rug, so to speak. When truth be told, like Sami said in the storyline, there is no Roman Reigns without the Usos. They do all the dirty work. Who's on TV every single week? Sometimes on both shows every single week. Not Roman. It's them continuing that story going along. So, in a way, again, you can't go right or wrong in this one. And who should have won? To be honest with you, I just think I always compare things to when Mick Foley won, right?
Oh God.
When Daniel Bryan won. Certain things, Kofi Mania. Certain things, the fans just needed to see it. And in the words of Big Daddy Cool, who's not here, Roman Reigns is so freaking great as your tribal chief. He got a tag team match in the main event, and he got Sami Zayn in the main event. Let's be real here. This is Roman. Roman's so great that he got the Usos in the main event for tag team titles. The last time there was a tag team event was WrestleMania 1. HH and Mr. T. Okay? That was the last time. There was a main event for a tag team in wrestling. Okay? And then you get this beautiful thing last night. Stephen Mania, your take.
I don't know. I think the end of this match made me, like, I literally cried. I think that I had, as a wrestling fan, and this is like, as a fan of wrestling and a person that adores just watching the storyline kind of finish properly. There was a moment that Cody had with Sami a couple weeks ago. Both of them in the ring, both of the hottest thing. Out, Cody tells Sami, you need to finish your story. This was the way that he finished the story. There was a moment, and Sami did this to Kevin Owens, and I love that Jay did it to him. It's the haluva kick spot. It's the haluva kick spot where he runs, haluva kicks somebody, catches them, and then, either you let them fall or you put them back on the turnbuckle, run back, and hit another one. Jay hits him with it early in the match. Then you have Sami kicking out of double loose, the 1D rather. Freaking Kevin kicking out of the double loose. And then freaking, I said this to my brother. I looked over at him. I said, if they're going to fucking win this, it has to be Sami. And my brother looked at me. He was like, yeah. So what? My Frankie muted.
I thought Sami had to pin Jay. Is what I thought. And
He had to. It had to be that. And lo and behold, when you had Sami hit the first Luva kick, he caught Jay, and he looked at him and he started talking to him, and he said, "This is how I finish it." It's that, and EC says this all the time. Wrestling is overall about the nuance. It's about the storytelling. And in that moment, you were like, "Oh shit, it's about to happen." Puts him back up, runs to the corner, Luva kick again. Catches him again, puts him back up, Luva kick a third time, 1, 2, 3. And if you guys didn't realize in the background, Jimmy got started. That is for all you guys like, where the fuck was Jimmy during that? He got started like 2 seconds before the third Luva kick. I loved the moment for them because to be best friends who started on the indie circuits together said one day we'll be at WrestleMania. Like one day we'll be at WrestleMania. One day will be the main event of WrestleMania. Like literally, they did it last night. And
hold up, I'm sorry, flag.
Flag.
Blind. What the hell is the throwing up for?
I have no idea.
First of all, let's keep it. Let's go into Mike Knox mode and let's keep it a bean. And if I could tap into my Lance Storm, if I could be serious for a moment, listen. If you put that picture back up, it's only one of those two guys that's a bona fide main event star as a singles competitor. This is as good as it gets for Sami Zayn. I don't give a good dog damn. I don't give a good dog damn about Sami Owens in a singles match. This is as good as it gets for him. He can put people over. He can be comedic. He can do whatever else. But we're not going to sit up here and act like this is a big deal. This ain't a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're talking about the Usos here. It ain't a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Listen.
No. It is a big deal. I mean, if we say that Rey Mysterio in the ring with his son Dominik is a big deal, right? And he put Dominik.
No. I'm talking about your last comment of saying that this is a great thing. No, these two guys just don't have it. Like one of the two guys is a bona fide star. Is the general consensus of that? Do you see Sami Zayn as a world champion, whether it's universal or world? Do you see him as a champ? Big champ.
To answer the question, I say no, and I'm the biggest Sami Zayn fan here. Look at my shirt I shared. I had a Sami Zayn shirt from 10 years ago. Okay? I'm not going to say that he is a bona fide single competitor star. No. But last night was big. Okay? And also...
And I just said this is as big as it gets for him.
I didn't say
that. I think that there's more that Sami can do. I feel
Sami
like
will never be world champion. He will never be world champion.
I'm not saying he's going to be world champion. But I'm saying this unlocked a door with Sami Zayn that the company can trust him with a major storyline. Paul Heyman even said it. Without Sami Zayn, you don't get those little nuances, those little things about each member of the bloodline. So as much as we talk about Roman Reigns elevating the Usos and the tag division to a main event spot, you have to talk about Sami Zayn. You have to talk about him literally. You have to talk about him literally doing that for each member of the bloodline.
Hold up? Did you really just say Sami Zayn elevated the Usos when the Usos been
I do.
run? Everybody on lockdown.
I do. In terms of character work, this is the best that Jimmy and Jay have been throughout the storyline. Can you agree with that? Yes or no?
I'm going to tell you no because
hold up. He said through the storyline. He said through the storyline.
Okay, so we're saying through the storyline.
Yes or no?
No, we want to know why? Because main event Jay was already main event Jay before Sami came into the picture in April.
But what?
No, the only one that Sami elevated storyline wise that needed it was Jimmy because Jimmy had no personality. That's why it was main event Jay and then Jimmy.
All right, this is where. Hold on, I know y'all hear the damn bell. Okay, that's the third time I rang the motherfucker. Okay.
Y'all get shut up before Mike beats you both up.
Check this work on next Sunday. Check this work on next Sunday, y'all.
I'm just gonna say this. Okay. He became main event Jay. Dice, I know that's your guy. Because he was not the one that people was looking for. Jimmy was the one who had it all. And so they had to give him something to make him stand out differently when his brother got hurt. Just to keep it a beat. But yes.
What do you mean Jimmy had it all?
Jimmy was the one, as we talk about every tag team, if something was to happen, Jay was not looked at as being the better brother at the time. when Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy was looking at being the best one. He had the best personality at the time because he was dating and married to Flamame Young. He was the one that people were saying that could be the bigger of the two brothers. So when Jimmy went down, they gave Jay that moniker to make him stand out during that pandemic era, which he came into his own, and now we see how much he is viable and how much great he is. But before Jimmy got hurt, and I don't want to go to a debate about that because I want to just get through this and get Wrestling Dog Steaks and get out of here. I'm getting yelled at by a executive consultant. I told him I'll be here 75 minutes total, and we're over that time. So I want to go ahead and move on. And the chat is on fire. Avoid the clap. Jimmy Dugan, Wrestling Dog Mania. I want you to give me your thoughts of this match and then your final take on WrestleMania Night 1.
Well, for starters, Triple H saved this WrestleMania in comparison to last year. So far, it's been amazing. I can't wait to see what happens tonight, although Brock Lesnar versus Omos I'm not too excited about. But this match, I enjoyed. I do like the Usos, and you do make a fair point. I have seen stuff from before the pandemic, and Jimmy did have the bigger personality. Jay was more on the slightly more quieter side. So when Jay did get that moniker to stand out, then he did come more into his own. So now they've both come into their own. They're both very strong people, but Jay with the stronger character now. And this match, like I said earlier, it was very great. It was very fantastic, very fast-paced, kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. What else can we say? They put on a main event banger. Main event everybody right there for that night.
This time is why wrestling fans are beautiful because we're all different. I 100% disagree with that, and I love Sami Zayn. Again, I'm gonna say this like I've always said before: if you don't buy merchandise, you can't tell me you're a fan. I buy merchandise. I have Sami Zayn clothing, 3 of them. Okay, I got my top 3 shirts in my wardrobes are Fruity Pebbles, CM Punk's, Daniel Bryan's, Dolph Ziggler's, and Kevin Owens. I have more of those shirts than I got like 7 of the. I got like 3. No lie, like I do. Them KO shirts. I got like 2 of the same freaking Kevin Owens shirts that I bought. That's how much of an idiot I am for guys. Her business broke up because you some bitches didn't buy no merchandise. Okay,
but they want them back.
I was in this before that happened.
But they want them back.
But they want them back, right? I'll start off here. I end it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with you, WrestleDon Mania. Your take on Night 1 and Night 1 only.
Night 1 was absolutely amazing. I enjoyed every single match, even the ones that I didn't think I was going to love too much, not because of the storyline, but because of who was in it. But I enjoyed everything, and I cannot wait to watch more tonight.
All right, Mike, what the hell? They ain't never gonna be the twos. Stop that. Z is
not right now. They're not.
Your take on Night 1.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It doesn't matter what you think. I just want to say something.
Even with the 6-woman tag, I still enjoyed it. I mean, there's 6 women in the ring, and some of them got asses. So now we got 8 tonight, and they won't even come close to that men's. I will be very thoroughly surprised. Yeah,
the women? Oh hell no!
I will be very thorough and watch. That will be.
Is Liv Morgan in that match? Liv Morgan in that match, right? Jesus. Okay, so it's automatically bad. Okay.
Oh my God. I will say that for the entirety of the event, I was thoroughly entertained. It wasn't a match where I was like, oh, even the 6 women, I was like, I'll give it a chance. And I actually enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, oh God, this is great. But looking back at the video package, I'm like, yeah, this is fire. Oh, also, I just want to say that I believe that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will relinquish one of the 2 tag team titles. Like, they have to break that up. I think they'll do that because they want to be the company guys and not hold the company hostage. I also thought this about Cody Rhodes. So I think these guys understand what the bloodline has done in handcuffing WWE. So I think that they will be those guys that say, like, we're going to drop these titles, or somebody's going to challenge for one of the titles. They have to break this up. But over under on what do you think is opening tonight?
Them women.
Brock versus Omos.
I feel like Brock versus Omos or the Hell in a Cell.
I think Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I think Hell in a Cell.
Because if you put Hell in a Cell in the middle, whoever's after that, it's a Hell in a Cell. It's hard to say there was a bad Hell in a Cell, especially at WrestleMania, but like you don't.
When the last Hell in a Cell was the one I was at.
Him and Shane, right? Taker and Shane, I believe.
Taker and Shane. Okay.
Yeah, Taker and Shane.
Yeah. So who wants to go after that? Who wants to go after Edge and Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell?
Demon Finn Balor at that.
Demon.
Just one thing you've been saying for a few weeks, and I don't know if this is correction or not, but I just the bloodline has not handcuffed the titles. The WWE handcuffed the titles.
Okay, yes, but to fans' perspective, it's
fans are stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean, we know this. This is why we have the show for intelligent wrestling fan. But yeah, that's. I mean, in I think some of the wrestlers kind of pan into that when they say that they've been running roughshod over, they've been handcuffing the WWE for 3 years and da. Like, yeah, they have, but they haven't. Like you can't. It's undeniable. It was undeniable.
The Usos were losing matches doing that.
Yeah,
They just wasn't with the titles, but they lost matches all the time. Separately, together, they just didn't lose when it was for the tag team titles. StephenMania, give me your final thoughts on night one.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I think that the only bad moment, the only negative for me was Pat McAfee coming back. And I'm sorry, my partner, she's put her hands over her mouth just now. I apologize. Please forgive me. But I'm not going to say that was a piece of shit. That was Vince in the back with his porn stash saying, that's such good shit. That was horrible. It was unneeded, unnecessary. So, for me, all
right there, Corey Graves.
I'm not gonna lie. You're kind of right. The pop was great. The moment was great. The match trash, unnecessary. However, I did enjoy.
I'm sorry. The fucking second year in a row that Pat walked out and he had the biggest pop, one of the biggest pops of the night, and put on one of the shittiest matches of the entire card. Second year in a row.
Match.
It wasn't a match though. It's impromptu. That doesn't count.
5 minutes of Miz getting slapped around.
Okay, we'll call it fugazi. It was nothing. It was absolutely fucking nothing. But
you could tell the New Yorker, right?
You said
undeniable. If you're not from the Northeast, nobody knows what fugazi means.
Okay, fine. I'll use another word. Intelligent wrestling fans. It was nothing. I will say this, Dice, you said undeniable. Last night, it was undeniable that Triple H can do this. He does this Booker shit last night. Undeniable.
I'm sorry, I thought I said that before anybody else came on the show today.
Completely fucking incredible. I'm looking forward to tonight. I think everybody's saying it. Everybody said it. I need for everybody on that match true card to just do their own thing. Not try to beat night one, but literally go out there and do their best. And I feel like
you absolutely have to try to beat night one. What do you mean?
I don't think you can have the perspective. Oh, we gotta go.
No,
out there.
I'm a follow that. I agree with you, Stephen, in a sense, and Dice. I'm gonna tell you why I agree with him and where you were disagreeing. If you try to top that, you can't. Because wrestling, you have to go out there and just do your best job. It's like when it comes to golf. I don't think golf is a sport, but I think it's one hell of a game. Because the sport of golf, the game of golf, isn't me versus you. It's me versus that goddamn course. Exactly. Okay, so you got your match. You go out there and you do what you got to do. Now, that also depends on how the match is being booked. Certain people can do more things in matches than other people can do. People have more time to have their stories be untold. So the only downfall tonight that I do see is that women's match. And I'm with you, Dice. We talked about this probably off air before. I'm thinking something big with Brock and Omos. Okay, Omos Omos is not terrible, people. He's not. Out of all the giants that I've ever seen in wrestling, not name Andre, not name the Big Show, name any other one you want to put in there. Ellie, they all have been ass and trash. Omos is not that. He can move.
Kane?
Well, I don't think. To me, Kane's not a giant. Kane's not bigger than Undertaker.
A gentle giant. He named.
You know what I mean? So when I say giants, I mean you don't look at it. They would never call Kane and Taker giants. They just call them big men. Giants are people that are
I also don't understand what people expect from a guy that's 7 foot. You know he can't. You know he can't jump off the top rope. And you're like, what do you expect?
Oh, hold on. I did have Scotty hit me last night talking about when Braun Strowman jumped off the top rope. See, my creative wrestler can do that shit. No, he can't. Braun should have done that shit last night either.
I like that spot. I think it was so unexpected. I like that spot. I thought it was unexpected. That spot was actually one of my spots of the night. Like Braun's big ass jump from top rope. That was hilarious.
Let me go ahead and close this out here.
Them fumbles.
Let me go ahead.
I will say, real quick. I will say that Pat McAfee coming out and Corey Graves getting so angry. I think that we need that match. Absolutely. What Corey Graves is doing on commentary is amazing. Every single time that Pat McAfee is like even mentioned by Michael Cole, I think something is definitely going to be set up there. Maybe next Mania. I doubt it, but like hopefully down the road we're going to get it. But I think Corey Graves wants it, but like if he's going to get cleared or not is the question.
Now, I would
doesn't have Byron no more to be like making fun of and poking at. So now he's got Pat to try to do that too.
So I will say this for night one, a great night. I would give it 5 out of 5. Mr. Perfect, Intercontinental title belts. It was pretty much flawless last night, and it's hard to beat that. And here's why I encourage wrestling fans to tonight. Just to watch tonight and let tonight be tonight. Because I was there last year, okay? And Dice asked me last night, well, what's better, last night or last year's first one or this? And I can't compare the two because one, I watched on TV. And as I said to anybody, wrestling's made for you to be there. So being there last year, I was in a different stratosphere. I wasn't there. Like, you can ask the people that I went with. It was just unbelievable. So I thought night one, like I just said, was flawless. Mr. Perfect Intercontinental titles. It could not be without being said. What a great night by all. I want to thank everybody, George, Scotty, Jeffrey, the Knoxers that are out there, Michael Smith, the Fire Nights podcast, everybody who like, follow, and subscribe to Unpopular Review, Mike Knox Show, the best thing on radio, everything. We thank you guys for always tuning in with us, always checking in with us. I know we have our different opinions, we have our different styles of people, but we all respect each other, and I respect you guys for always being here. And listen, this is the best time of the year as wrestling fans. We don't always have to agree. Let's just all just enjoy ourselves. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I am in the hospital. They keep trying to come in here and change my dressings. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my team for allowing me to do this because they did not want me to come on here and do this from the hospital. So with that being said, guys, listen, do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. All right, guys, we're going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Night one was phenomenal. We're going to get up out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knox. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? You ready?